Welcome back. Okay, we're back live, and let's dive back in. If you haven't been here before, if you haven't seen any other of my videos, I'm Fernando. I am sharing my process of how I build a Framer template on these lives, YouTube lives. If you haven't yet, check out my templates that I offer over at hippodesign.studio. And yeah, let's dive right in. I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen there again. There we go. Cool. So the only page left to build in terms of structure now is going to be the 404 page. Let's go ahead and it's going to change something here. Let's see what's happening there. Why did our no BG ones get disconnected? Let's see. I wonder why. Our icon properties just detached randomly. Let's double check every one of them to see if they're all correct. Maybe I copy pasted something and I didn't notice. Yeah, that is pretty weird. But hey, it's fine. We can just reconnect them now. And that's not working. Perfect. I want to do like a primary back to blog. And now we're going to go ahead and make a 404 page. Pretty simple stuff. Just going to go ahead and copy our page structure here. Paste that in. For content, we just have page not found, page you're looking for doesn't exist or has been moved. I'm gonna do, that's gonna be our H1, and it's like a large. This one will be a little paragraph there. Going for a bit more contrast here. By the way, as I'm building, sometimes I'm just, making some new decisions, judging one more time design choices. That's why you're going to see me changing some things. It's yet another reason why I love the fact that Framer now has design pages. This template was designed, as I said a few times in the other live streams, at a time when we didn't have that, a couple months ago, before my vacation. So now we are having to port things over from Figma still, sorry. But that's okay. No problem at all. Now we're just gonna go ahead and copy over this little, we don't really need that actually. Perfect. This little frame and button combo. Main content. I'm gonna go ahead and drop that into here. Perfect. I wonder why it doesn't just keep our properties when we're stacking things. I don't know. That's fine. Okay, so there we have an image on the other side there. So in fact, this is going to be a gap of 80. And here we'll add an image. Okay. So I'm going to do this kind of crazy duplicate effect. For that, I'm going to go ahead and do, let's see, minimum of 100 VH. Viewport. I did type in VH, but don't know why it doesn't let me. Actually, I'm gonna actually change this image out. I'm gonna grab something from Visual Electric. I've got a canvas, like a board there with a bunch of stuff that I was doing already for this template. If you've seen some of the other previous lives, you will have seen some of those images. But actually, there and also on Midjourney, I guess for this it's gonna probably be better. So let's go ahead and look at what we have from Midjourney and just grab something like this one is cool. Not a lot of semantics there for 404, but that's fine. That's okay. We have to draw the line somewhere. Otherwise, we're never going to finish this, but so here we'll have let's do like a relative of like a 50% or so. 710, yeah, something like 50. And this time we have no bottom padding, right? Had a much simpler footer there, so I'm actually going to increase this a little bit. Maybe like a 55. Okay, I'm curious why that's happening. Okay, space between. Still, that should still keep the gap, but that's okay. So this one's going to be fit. And there we do have some fixed widths there. Don't need this here. All right, so 55 looks fine. Again, we'll round those corners a little bit. Oh, it's supposed to be a 10 just on the top corner there, just to keep consistency. Now we're going to do another image. In fact, yeah. In fact, this one is relative, but this one, from this one forward, they're going to be absolute. Anchor to the left. Now these will be on the top right and bottom right corners instead. Let's see, it's like 700, 570, 370, 200. $570. It's okay. It's a 20% decrease. So let's do like 80%. And this one's gonna be like a 60. And that one will be a 40. Cool. This image is not really the best actually for this. Let me go ahead and see if I can flip it. If I can flip it over. I don't think I can, not from here anyway. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get another one. Something that has darker edges on the right side. So I'm gonna grab something from here. Guess this one should do it. So all of them, set the fills together to this one. Cool. Looks a bit better, but I'm still not sure about this effect actually. I'm gonna go ahead and back to home. I'm also gonna, I forgot to set this up, and I'm also gonna add a spot here, just like in the empty cart, where people can basically promote some product or just suggest something, like explore our categories, like something like this one. Let's see, so there. This goes on to this side. And we're gonna do a vertical. Let's do see if it's too big for that. Okay, bit of padding on the right hand side there. Explore our categories. We don't need that one. Cool. So in here we'll set it to fill. Space between. Actually fill, and then this one's gonna fill as well. This one's gonna fill. Fill. It's gonna be centered there. Cool. So almost adding some little image like this one, maybe like something like that, small like this could be cool. Just add a little bit of visual interest there. Alongside the stack here, space between, and the card there, this one, I'm gonna fill the height. Let's see, can we keep that? No. Fill the height, fit image. That should work. That's fine. So set it to fill. Maybe this will be here instead. Yeah, and we'll just We'll just add another padding with some background, and that's going to be our little call to action there. Still want to have a paragraph of extra large in black saying 404. It's even more than that actually. It's like a huge. Do I have a huge? What is this one? It is not a style that we have. Okay, it's good that I checked this because it should be tied to a style. It's okay. 8.5 rem, beautiful. Works also. Interesting. All right, cool. So let's make it visible here. And let's see here, we'll add these ones as absolute. This is going to be center to the top, maybe. And maybe this one's just going to be here, just with a higher Z index there. So it is a child of that element. What's the Z index here? Let's see. This one will be minus, like a minus 20%. I don't think that it allows me to use percentages. Okay, you know what? We just spread them around. Or cool, something like that. Cool. I think that's it. Yeah, definitely better looking, feeling nice. Cool. So yeah, with that, we are done with the structure of all pages. I want to go ahead and get back into our FAQ. Let me go ahead and publish this on draft all of these pages. and this one. Cool. So now let's go ahead and return to our FAQ thing. I'm gonna revisit the same thing with a different approach. So as I said before, if you haven't seen this episode, I was talking about this a few episodes ago about this FAQ component where I've been building it using AI to generate the code, just kind of instructing it with the functionality that I want. And I have been having a lot of trouble getting it to function like exactly perfectly the way that I want to. So yeah, I'm gonna basically take what I've got so far, feed it into probably Claude, and I'm just gonna kind of instruct it as if this were a new like as if this were a new prompt, like something that it hasn't worked on yet, just because I've found that sometimes it works pretty well to do that. So let's have a look here. Let's do, okay, I've copied the code. I'm gonna paste it and say analyze this this component, this code, and fix the issues I've been having. Rather, and recommend steps to fix the issues I've been having. 1, the text content in the component, the accordion component, does not match the dynamic text edit from within its what is it called, FAQ items prop, but it should, even though it does respect the number of items added in the prop, just not the content. Cool. Secondly, I need to transition, or rather I need to have full control and truly transition between open, closed states. Right now, I am not getting a transition, just a fade in out of each state. And lastly, I want to have full design control. So I need to adjust the structure of this component such that it takes in a reference element as a template for the entire accordion item, not just question and answer blocks, or yeah, let's call it blocks. Advise me on what is the absolute best approach to doing this in Framer. Change to a component approach instead of just component for the templates, instead of just using stacks. Better ways to config and group props, etc. It's going to take it a little moment probably. So that's the idea here. We would have, let's see, no, this one will be open. That's what we want to reach in the end. We want to have opacity of 1. We want to basically have like this whole thing be the element. Then we're going to have a question and an answer in the structure, and we'll be able to adjust those things. Let's see if it's going to be able to do it with the component invariants. Once that's done, we'll have finished this one. And actually, I believe we'll be done. Let's see, with the whole structure. Yeah, we will. Then we're just going to move into things like responsiveness, then afterwards animation. And then at the very end, we're going to do a final sweep for little inconsistencies, bugs, and just check everything to make sure that it's ready to be submitted to the marketplace. Obviously, just go through the whole checklist. That's another thing I've been seeing a bunch of people complaining about getting rejected. It's been a long time since I've published my first template, so I know that the process is very different now. But I also see a lot of people complaining and saying that they didn't follow pretty basic things that are honestly all very meticulously listed out in the requirements. I'm not saying it's easy. Definitely it's not. There's a lot of stuff to pay attention to, but yeah, like I think you should only submit at the very least once you've finished adjusting the things that are on that list. Kind of obvious, I guess, but it seems like many people are not doing that. I don't know if they didn't know the list existed or if they are just kind of like trying to see if it's gonna fly without doing those things, but I don't know. We will see. Let's see, now I can see the full code. So let me create an improved solution with best practices. Let me create a comprehensive guide on how to set up and use this improved component along with the template component example. I'm thinking I'm actually going to go ahead and make, let's try that. Let's make this into a state, or sorry, a component. I'm going to try to plug that. And so this is going to be closed. It's just a question. Very, very simple structure, super foolproof, and like really nothing complicated happening. Let's see. So closed, open. When you click, so here it's going to do that. There, we're going to set it to fit. Opacity will be set to 1 there. And what else? Oh yeah, and then we need to reset our padding to 20. It's definitely too much radius. Yeah, that's true. So let's do like a maybe like a 30. Click, transition, click it again, transition back. Let's look at that. Let's see how that feels. I'm gonna add it at the bottom here just to see. Yeah, that's basically doing what I want. Now the idea is that we'd take that and kind of use it as our template. So design your accordion item framework. Apply code overrides to mark dynamic elements. Connect the template to the accordion component. Configure your data and animations. Let's see what it gave us for code. This one. Okay. Item template will be this one. I'm gonna just drop that on here. Single open, default open -1. I mean, oh, something did happen there. Interesting. Let's see. I went ahead and created a component for the accordion item with the following structure attached. Can I use this to plug into your latest version? It would be great, since this way I can control design and animation aspects fully natively in Framer, and just use the component to generate the instances. So generate the instances and grab dynamic data. And handle open closed states. Got to add properties, of course. So actually, that's pretty exciting. If this works the way that I'm intending it to, this will be a really useful component. I will definitely sell it in the marketplace, as well as just use it on all my templates from now on. Let's see. Two variants. Let me create a simpler, more reliable version that directly manipulates your framework components variant and text content. I really wonder if it's possible to make it basically use the transition between variants like as states the way that Framer does, like just switching between them so that we can control the animation. That would be amazing if it's possible to do. That will be amazing. I still hope that it will be possible. Yeah, that still doesn't have dynamic content for some reason. So we will see. Oh yeah, but then there also this one is a component, so it's true. Or is a component without a property for text, I mean. I don't want to set up guide, just give me the code. Sweet. Cool. So clean variant accordion. Is that the one? I guess. Let's see. Okay, so let's check out what we have. So I'm curious, so which one should I use? Clean variant accordion. Let's try that one. Okay. Yeah, we do have an error there, so nothing's going to show. Since you've added text properties, this makes things even cleaner. You should use clean variant accordion, but I'll create an updated version that works specifically with framework component properties. Okay. Getting an error here. Just feeding that back. All right, so let's see, component property names, yes, close, our primary, open. Connecting components to property panel, make sure you're selecting the component itself, not an instance on the canvas. I believe that's not just an instance, I don't know. Let's see. I guess try simple accordion, the most big just make sure component access props properly. try the fixed version. Oh, that looks promising. It's almost what we want. Cool. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna just do some tweaking here because I don't want any bounce to like a 0.8 ease. Maybe 0.6, but for now that's okay. Huh. Oh, okay. So transition should be set over here. 0.4 again. Quite weird. Answer text is not visible there. Oh, sorry. Not visible here, actually. And there it is. All right, let's actually go ahead to remove the borders. I've been having issues transitioning between borders in Framer, just in general. It's always been a problem for me. I want to just see what happens. Yeah. And now, oh, sorry. Now we're gonna go and bring that back. Set the override and it's really weird, but that's fine. Okay, for now, that's pretty much almost there. The file works. Issues left. Text. Dynamic text. Text still doesn't show up in the rendered items. You know what? Let's go ahead and check the code, because sometimes it could be something that's not so complicated. So let's see. Framework component instances. Those are just the properties. Item the question. See, those are props there. try and replace with dot question. And let's try and do answer. Replace it with dot answer. Let's see if something could change there. Nope, not at all. Yeah, I don't see anything obvious. It's just the render items. Other than that, everything works perfectly well. I wonder if we could debug this somehow, like actually debug using some console messages and stuff. I think it's probably going to be the next step because it's becoming apparently way more complicated than it should be. But I feel like we're almost there. It's pretty close. Let's see here what it's going to do. All right, so let's see if this next output's going to do something. We're almost at the hour mark. And as usual, I'm going to stop at 1 hour just so it's more digestible and not too cumbersome to watch. This one was actually a little bit slower. I apologize. But yeah, I mean, it's just basically debugging and troubleshooting this component. There's not much else, like no other way to do it, if not trying until it's totally, you know, perfected and working as expected. So let's see here. Open the component for the question text. Select question there in the right identifying text field. There's a question for the drop down. I don't know if I understand what it's saying there. It doesn't make much sense. Recording item component for the question text. Select question text in the text field. Lightning bolt icon. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. Should now show answer or be highlighted. Component test again. How to verify it's connected. Connect text function in the component. A text field will have a colored background, usually purple or blue. Still connection. If you're having issues, try the final accordion. Tries multiple variant property name variations. Okay. Text troubleshooting guide for more detailed solutions. Make sure everything essentially the question is kept good. Should fix your text issue. Are they working perfectly just to connect those properties in your framework component? Yeah, they are connected. Of course. So let's see this troubleshooting guide. Doesn't this is because it's X property connector as your current component. Using code override. If direct connection is working, use code override. Create this override file in your project. Select your question text layer. Actually, that could be a better approach. Let's see. So I'm gonna keep that file, new file, FAQ accordion text. Okay, good. Question text override. Let's do the same with the answer. Does that do anything? Like, not really. Question layer, properties are connected, question is connected to text property, connected, yeah. Component switches between closed and open, already working. Names match, question answer, capital letters, your component expects. Quick test, properties are working, component template per the set default values. Okay, let's try this. Where can I add this debug code? Okay, so let's continue this in workshop because I hit my limit using Claude. Yeah, it looks like it's not even doing anything anymore. So I'm actually gonna once again restart from kind of like from scratch. I'm gonna delete that from here. Delete this one. And let's just create a new file, component, accordion. Ask Workshop to start working on it. I'm going to end this live stream here, and we'll continue on the next episode. I am just going to be trying to make this component work. Hopefully on the next one it'll be done. I think it's probably not the most fun watching me kind of troubleshoot this, so that's okay. Next one, I'm just going to have it already figured out. Thank you for watching. Again, if you haven't yet, check out hippodesign.studio to see my current framer template, and depending on where you're watching this, maybe even my next one, this one that you're watching me build here. Thank you for watching. See you.